For too long, politicians in both Westminster and Cardiff have asked people across Wales to settle. Settle for once great nation's decline. Settle for a life that is less prosperous than that of their parents. Settle for worse schools, hospitals, and public services. Although they don't say it in these words, wherever I go across Wales, I hear the same message loud and clear. People are tired of being told that they are powerless to create a brighter future. Like the Welsh Liberal Democrats, the people I meet don't accept that the way things are the way things have to be. It's easy to see why there is so much anger from people when they are being told that if they want a good job, which gives them pride and purpose, they must move away from family and friends. That if they want to be cancer-free, they must wait months for treatments. And that if they want to swim in their local river or at their local beach, they must swim alongside sewage. And the sad truth is that things are getting worse. Under Keir Starmer's Labour Party, child poverty in Wales has risen to 29%. That's right, under Labour governments in both Westminster and Cardiff, 1 in 3 children in Wales is living in poverty. As many of you will know, I was a child protection social worker for 25 years, and I was proud of the work that my team and myself did to help those families. But too many of them were trapped on the terrible treadmill of poverty. I went into politics because I wanted to fix the system for all children and to ensure that they had the opportunity to lead happy, healthy, and fulfilling lives. So for me, nothing demonstrates the need for real change more starkly than Labour's record on child poverty. In the Senedd, Welsh Labour have too often blamed Westminster politicians for their failings. If only we had a Labour government in Westminster, was the constant cry of ministers and backbenchers in the Senedd. But after 15 months of a Labour government in Westminster, it's clear that people don't like what they see. Despite their 2024 election slogan, change hasn't come to Wales. And you don't need to be an obsessive poll watcher to know that no amount of talk about a Welsh red way or mock fights with colleagues in Westminster can save Welsh Labour from the truth that next year, after a century of Labour dominance in Wales, it will come to an end. And conference, let me tell you, the Welsh Liberal Democrats will make sure that that happens. Since being elected to the Senedd, I've been amazed at just how out of touch Welsh Labour are with the people of Wales. For me, the creation of the Welsh Assembly was a huge opportunity to cast off the dust of the Thatcher and Major years, which damaged our country so deeply, and to set about creating a new destiny for Wales. Wales was entering a new dawn where power was taken from the corridors of Westminster and given to the people of Wales. But Welsh Labour have just wasted the opportunity that devolution gave us. 26 years on, the optimism and opportunity of 1999 has been replaced by a lethargic crawl towards further decline. Today, Welsh Labour have no ambition, no vision, and no sense of urgency to create a fairer and more prosperous Wales. As people turn their backs on Welsh Labour, many are rightly asking, who can give them and their families a better life while restoring a sense of pride and purpose to Wales? Well, it doesn't take people like Danny Kruger or Laura Ann Jones to tell us that the answer cannot be the Conservatives. From Margaret Thatcher to Boris Johnson, from David Cameron to Liz Truss, the Conservative legacy in Wales is crystal clear. And to make matters worse, they are now heading into the Senedd elections claiming that they can fix our broken services by, wait for it, cutting taxes. I have no doubt that people in Wales have seen the Conservative Party's true colours in recent years, which is why more and more are saying they'll never vote Conservative or Labour again. In Wales, we also have the unique challenge of Plaid Cymru, a party hoping voters will forget that they worked hand in glove with Welsh Labour for most of this Senedd. When they were working with Labour, they failed to fix our NHS and social care system. They failed to clean up our rivers and failed to give our economy a boost. And now, Plaid Cymru are going into the next Senedd elections claiming they won't pursue independence. Well, imagine my amazement when I read that. They are saying this is because they know. They're saying that because they know how damaging their pro-independence agenda would be for Wales. For me, asking people to believe that Plaid Cymru won't push independence if they get into power is about as honest as a Conservative telling you that they won't cut public services if they get into power. Just as worryingly, we're also facing a significant challenge from Nigel Farage's Reform UK. Their leader's Brexit has been so damaging to our economy that it makes Donald Trump's tariffs look sane. Given how despondent and fed up many in Wales are with politics, I do understand why Reform's simple-sounding solutions appeal to people who are genuinely concerned about the state of our country. However, time and time again, history shows us the dangers of blaming other ethnic groups or refugees for our problems. As an internationalist and someone who believes I am my brother's keeper, I believe it is important that we push back on the idea that Wales is poorer because an Afghan interpreter who helped to keep our troops safe has fled here, or because a Christian Syrian born in Syria has sought refuge in Cardiff or Swansea. The idea that the choice we face in politics today is between tackling child poverty or taking in refugees is completely false. It's a narrative being pushed by those who wish to exploit genuine concerns for their own gain. So, if people are considering voting Reform next May in Wales, my message is clear to you. Wales needs optimism and action, not blame. Wales's problems are deep-rooted and will take time to fix. Any politician who tells you they can be solved overnight is not telling the truth. And if we cannot trust a politician to tell the truth about the problems we face, how can we trust them with our children's education or our parents' care? As much as I wish otherwise, there are no magic wands or silver bullets to make the issues in Wales better. Despite the challenges we face, I still believe that Wales's best days lie ahead. On the back of the general election result of last year, the Welsh Liberal Democrats are more determined than ever to build a more economically prosperous and healthier Wales, a Wales where everyone can thrive and reach their full potential. I know that there will be those, especially in the media, who will doubt the difference we can make to Wales. These are the same people who couldn't have imagined us winning 72 seats at the general election and who are now fawning over reform. I may be the only Welsh Liberal Democrat in the Senedd, but mark my words, thanks to people across my Welsh party, including Councillor Peter Black, we have been punching well above our weight in the Welsh budget. In that budget last year, we put party politics aside to deliver a positive first step to creating the Wales we want to see. Because of the Welsh Liberal Democrats, all 2-year-olds now in Wales are now entitled to a programme of childcare, no matter where they live. An extra £30 million has been invested in social care, reducing delayed discharges and helping people access care where it best suits their needs. And under 22s now just pay £1 for a single bus fare or £3 a day, making education and work more accessible for that age group. We didn't stop there. We secured more money to tackle water pollution, more money for councils to protect services, and more money to improve playgrounds so that our children can enjoy the outdoors, and much, much more. Conference. If that's what one Welsh Liberal Democrat Senedd member can achieve, imagine what a larger group could do after the next Senedd elections. And we will be going into that election with a bold and positive manifesto which delivers real change for people across Wales. To restore the sense of pride and purpose that Wales once felt, we need to change the mindset of those in government and in the civil service. No more settling. No more managed decline. If we want an economy where everyone can thrive and reach their potential, we need to recommit to building the best skilled workforce in the world through lifelong learning. If we want an economy where everyone can thrive and reach their full potential, we need to support businesses to grow in every corner of Wales. And to partly achieve this, we must take control over our finances. We must secure a better deal from Westminster. It's ridiculous that HS2, a railway line that runs entirely in England, is still classed as a Wales and England project, and that the Welsh Crown estate has not been devolved, depriving Wales of control over its coastline and swathes of its countryside. In the past, Wales' economic success was built on jobs that were forged in the Industrial Revolution. The Welsh Liberal Democrats believe that Wales can once again forge a revolution, a green revolution, one which both boosts our economy and creates thousands of jobs. Wales is surrounded by sea on 3 sides, and it is vital we harness our tidal lagoons and coastal winds. We would invest heavily in offshore wind around the coast of Wales and tidal lagoon projects from Swansea to Colwyn Bay. For me, the failure to build the Swansea tidal lagoon highlights how old politics is holding Wales back. Had the Conservative government funded the project at any point in the last 12 years, It could now be providing power for 155,000 homes for the next 120 years, creating 2,000 jobs and serving as a visitor attraction. What a missed opportunity that was. But building a stronger economy isn't enough. Improving health and social care and education will also be at the heart of our manifesto. As I've already mentioned, earlier this year, we secured funding so that all 2-year-olds in Wales are entitled to a programme of childcare. This was a positive first step towards delivering a commitment of 30 hours a week of funded childcare for 48 weeks of the year. We want parents who want to return to work to do so as quickly as possible. Our fully costed plans will help address child poverty, improve educational attainment and boost Wales's economy. The Welsh Liberal Democrats want to see a new model of health and social care rooted in prevention, independence and integrated community supports. A healthcare system that moves from the one-size-fits-all to a more personalised approach, which informs, educates and intervenes early to prevent illness before it occurs. A social care system that is funded sustainably and has the beds and community care staff needed to prevent the delayed discharges which are crippling the NHS in Wales. Every day, the Welsh Government is spending over £478,000 on patients who are fit to be discharged from hospital. That is an absolute scandal. That's why I want the next Welsh Government to fund 5,000 additional social care beds, easing pressure on the NHS and ensuring people get the care that they need in the setting that best suits them. And this is just the start. Over the next few months, we'll be speaking to people across Wales about our plans to protect the environment, tackle the housing crisis, and invest in public transport. Conference, I'm proud to lead a party that's ambitious for Wales and which believes our best days still lie ahead. Just as we did in last year's general election, we can prove the posters and pundits wrong in next year's Senedd elections. We've learnt the lessons from July 2024, and as a result, we now have more officers, more ground campaign staff, and more volunteers than we've had in years. Seeing the positive responses to our brilliant candidates such as Dean Ronan in Afan Ogur Ronna, Sandra Jervis in Ceredigion Penfra, and Sam Bennett in Gwir Abertawe just shows me that the hard work is paying off. I want Welsh Liberal Democrats elected in every corner of Wales. It's been fantastic to see teams across the country working tirelessly for wonderful candidates like Tim Sly, Rodney Berman and Glyn Preston ahead of next year's Senedd elections. I'm confident that if we keep fighting, then we can prove the doubters wrong and return our largest ever group to the Senedd. So, if you're tired of politicians who settle for less, join us. If you believe Wales can be more and can do better, join us. Together, through action in our communities, conversations on the doorstep, and belief in a better future, we can deliver the change Wales deserves. Diolch yn fawr iawn.